Hey kids, it's Mr. Glenn here. Hope you're well. Today we are going to be looking at a thing called Scratch. This is a platform that is going to allow us to create all kinds of games and stories and scenes and all kinds of things really, but it allows us to program. It allows us to program in a very creative way. And you can do this at home, you can do this any way you like. We have classes set up for you so you can sign in with your usernames. And what we've got is a simple search here just to prove how easy it is. I can search for Scratch and then go to scratch.mit.edu. Once you're here, you can see that there are lots and lots of projects that children around the world have made. Okay, there's lots of music and there's lots of video, there's lots of games, there's little studios that people have created themselves, and of course there's featured projects. Here you can join our class and you can see what everyone else is doing in our classes. The first thing we're going to do though is we're going to go and create. So at the top here you've got your creation area. Normally once you're signed in later you can go to My Stuff and you can go and get the projects that you've made. To start with, we're going to go and create. So I've already got one set up, which is here, and this is what it looks like. Over here you have what's called a stage. So this is your stage. In the middle you have your blocks over this thing called a palette, and then you've got these things called scripts. And when you put your blocks together and you have more than one block, you put them together like Lego and they create a script. Over here you got your collection of sprites. Here I've got a cat. This is Scratch Cat, and this is what you see when you're first in Scratch. So here we are. We've got Scratch Cat and we can pick this up and move it around. We can go over here and I can call this My First Movements, because that's what we're going to be doing. My First Movements. Oops, it'd help if I could spell properly today. My First Movements. So we've got our cat on the stage, and then we've got our palette with all our blocks, and you can see they've got different names and they do different things. So the Scratch blocks, there were 66 of them in total, and the ones we're going to be using today are these ones, which are events. And events are the things that start your program off. So here we've got green flag clicked. We'll show you what that is in a second. You can even say hit the space bar, which I think is more convenient. You can change the input of when loudness and it's using your microphone, and you can send messages. That's for much later on. Here you've got simple movement, so you can move 10 steps. This is the speed at which your cat or your sprite will move. And then we've got turns, point and direction, and then we've got one that we're going to be using in a second, if on edge bounce. Your cat, when it's in a kind of story mode, or the sprite can, when it's in a story mode, remember that cat can actually be anything you want. It can say things, it can think things, it can change to different costumes, and then it can show how it's going to change with different color effects. You can add sound, you can use a pen, it can sense things. I'm skipping this one for the moment, and then it's got some maths. In here, this is the control section. This is possibly one of the most important parts because this controls what's going to happen with your cat. So, first things first, make sure you've got this set up and you've given it a name. See you in the next bit.